and away. Quite a fairly level one. Speedo Boy a little slow into stride. Table Mountain in the noseband, heading into a narrow lead early with Young Merlin on the inside. These two now going on together. Scaramanga is third. Frankie Dettori just looking behind there. He's in front of Speedo Boy. A little keen on the outside, Casa Camigo, and at the back of the field is Solo Saxophone, seeking this four-timer, as now Young Merlin definitively asserts, passing the judge by 4 lengths to Table Mountain in second. A similar margin to Scaramanga, and then Casa Camigo, Speedo Boy and Solo Saxophone. And Young Merlin has got them pretty well stretched out here. Young Merlin wearing the blinkers for the first time as they race towards the 1.5 point of departure as they run downhill on the long run to Swinley Bottom. And Young Merlin, who gets this £10 pull with Solo Saxophone for recent running at York, leading the way to Table Mountain on the inside. Scaramanga, Frankie Dettori for Paul Nichols. Quite a combination. Speedo Boy further back, Casa Camigo, and finally Solo Saxophone under champion jockey Oisin Murphy. Rolling down the hill then and building a big lead now is Young Merlin. He's gone about 8 to 10 lengths clear of Table Mountain. Scaramanga third, Speedo Boy, Casa Camigo and Solo Saxophone as they begin the turn right-handed into Swinley Bottom. They're about to pass the mile marker, therefore at the halfway stage in this John Guest Racing Brown Jack Handicap. And the winner is going to have to stay well, just as Brown Jack did, as they about to run right-handed and face the uphill climb towards home. Young Merlin out clear. Young Merlin out on his own here by about 6 lengths now to Table Mountain in second, inside the 7. Then Scaramanga, Speedo Boy, Casa Camigo in the red jacket on the outside, and still weighted with at the back is Solo Saxophone. So now they're climbing and on towards the final 5.5 furlongs. Young Merlin maintaining the advantage. It's down though to about 3 lengths, and Speedo Boy is the one that's emerging out of the pack to go second, just ahead of Table Mountain. Scaramanga just behind these, then Casa Camigo and Solo Saxophone still with lots of cover, and Young Merlin coming right back to the field now as they pass the 4 furlong marker. Young Merlin from Speedo Boy in second, Table Mountain on the inside. They're within 1.5 lengths of the leader. Scaramanga's moving okay under Frankie. Solo Saxophone round the inside, and Casa Camigo drops to the tail of the field. Turning for home then with just over 2.5 furlongs to cover. He gets to work on Young Merlin. Ryan Moore looking for a little bit extra. Table Mountain travels well just in behind, just pulling out now. And here comes Scaramanga with a charge down the outside. They're away from Speedo Boy. Solo Saxophone now out wide, but driven along is Table Mountain and Scaramanga. These two go on head and head. Table Mountain on the far side of Scaramanga, and Table Mountain appears to be going the better as they race inside the final furlong. The lightly weighted 3-year-old Table Mountain draws clear very readily indeed here in the hands of Raul Da Silva to win the Brown Jack. Scaramanga second, Solo Saxophone ran on for third ahead of the long-time leader, Young Merlin.
Well, what a cosy little success for the 3-year-old Table Mountain, who took advantage of that whopping weight for age allowance, £15, and Raul Da Silva didn't really have to get too busy on Andrew Balding's filly.
No, she's going to take a hefty rise in the handicap because she raced from £5 out of her proper mark here. But with a real emphasis on stamina set by the long-time leader, Young Merlin, it turned into a proper test. And that's what this filly does. She's got a lot of stamina in her pedigree. The others haven't run too badly against her. Frankie came and for a minute looked like winning, but you said to me, no, I think yours is going to stay on.
Yeah, I definitely, you could see, couldn't you, from 1.5 furlongs out that you got this really on Table Mountain, and she's a real out-and-out stayer, and it's one of those races, this Brown Jack handicap, that's got some history to it, hasn't it? It's one of those that is up there with some of the more notable handicaps.
Well, it used to be quite a valuable race. I mean, there are so many good staying handicaps around now, and Ascot obviously put so much money into other contests here that it's not quite the quality it once was. But the point, you know, where what you're saying is valid, is that 3-year-olds at this time of the year come through it. You mentioned last year,
yeah.
Mark Johnson won it with a progressive 3-year-old. A couple of years ago we had another one, and we've had one today.
Yep, this is the time of year as well, isn't it, when the 3-year-olds, given the allowance that they get against the older horses, just start to take advantage of that, and she's definitely done that here. Scaramanga's run a good race under Frankie Dettori, but he hung around for the last without any reward for him, but he won't mind. I should think he's walking on air today, Frankie, and yeah, it's a nice win for the Balding team as well. So little out of the handicap, but a big weight for age allowance, and Hayley Table Mountain's done that nicely.
Yeah, she really has a nice patient ride as well by Raul Da Silva. I'm pleased to see him go one better than last time out. Just unfortunate to be in Alphabetical's race. That horse that had racked up a sequence for the Smart Prescott stable, 4 wins in a row. Haven't seen him out since then, but she put up a good race and defeat that day. So the weight for age that the 3-year-olds get at this time of year, when they've been able to strengthen up, and over this distance, of course, you get even more pounds in favour. So a really good bit of placing by the Andrew Balding stable, and nice to see Raul's hard work rewarded. He's driving every day quite a long way, I think, from Cheltenham to Kingsclear to be a part of such a successful team, and it's nice that Andrew's able to reward him with some of these some of these lighter weights in the lineup. I'd say younger weights, but lighter weights in the lineup. So really good to see him in the winners' enclosure. And Josh, a nice note to end on, and what a day. What's been your highlight?
Oh, well, there's only going to be one highlight, and that's the First Lady of Racing, underlining what a superstar she is, Hayley. Thanks very much indeed. And I think that race that we've just seen there is an interesting one about this weight allowance. We've just seen the 3-year-old here taking a lot of weight off the older horses and winning impressively. And in the next week, we're going to see our Derby winner, Serpentine, taking on Stradivarius, who's got to give our Derby winner a stone. So it might set the catalyst for a week of young horses taking on the established older ones. But no, it's been a great day here. Frankie's smile as ever, lighting up on Enable, and her strutting her stuff beforehand and him jumping off afterwards will probably be what I'm going to take away from it as we watch the Baldings putting on the rug, Mr. and Mrs. Balding, the rain coming down, John Guest Racing sponsoring again today, which is fantastic. But no, great day from me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again tomorrow.
When hopefully it'll be a bit drier, Josh. Thank you to Josh and to Hayley for all their hard work today. We've got another one coming up from Donny in a moment, 5:30.